So I thank you all for coming today. Thank you for the university to ask me to come speak. I am a Lamar graduate and I have a BBA in marketing, and I work here locally with Harbor Hospice. I'm the administrator there. And so really just want to talk to you about LinkedIn and what it really can provide to you and in your future and looking for jobs in your career path. Does anyone here, have you already started LinkedIn? Do you have an account? A few of you? Okay, good. So we're going to go through and kind of see where there may be some places that you can improve and learn. And if you haven't started your LinkedIn, it's not too early. It's a great way to really start going ahead and making your connections and building your profile. So when you are ready to seek that job, you will already have some steps in place. So LinkedIn is the largest professional network site. There are 530 million accounts that have been set up, and there are 250 million that are active. And so what that means is active users are constantly on there, they're engaged. So you can see that a lot of people get on, set up an account. I have to admit, I was one of those people. If you look at my profile, it says I joined in 2013. I joined because I was in a new market. I was helping Harbor grow in the Tyler market. I was looking for marketers, people that could really help sell our business in that market. And so I got on there to really just try to find some people, looked around, but I didn't think it was important for my profile because I don't need a job. I have a job. I want to look at everyone else's. And that may be a problem when you're looking at other people because they're turning around and looking at you. And if my profile is not complete, may not be something that they're interested in. With that, a few years fast forward, and our CEO at Harbor was really pushing that everyone have a LinkedIn and really encourage us to get started on that. And so that's where it really took my interest in LinkedIn and how we can use it, whether we're looking for a job or we want to build our connections in our business market. The visual, this is a visual of your resume. We're going to talk a lot about how to use that, but resume only gives you so much room and so little area to really express yourself and tell this prospective employer who you are and how you can help their business. So really want to showcase you. Research shows there's so many jobs, millions and millions of jobs that are on LinkedIn available, and we're going to build connections in this also. So here is what our LinkedIn profile looks like when we log on. So I have some pictures of my profile just to kind of show you what's happening here. So it has a news feed like your social media platforms. You're going to be able to like, you're going to be able to comment, you're going to be able to share. In this, you're going to want to utilize this feed. You're going to put things out there about yourself, whether you're presenting a presentation, this is what we're doing, these are my interests. You're going to be following groups that you're interested in. A lot of information that I get, I follow a lot of hospice organizations, healthcare organizations, they're posting articles. It's a quick way, without searching the entire web, I can get great, relevant, up-to-date, current information right at my fingertips. And so you can even see some jobs are scrolling, they're coming across. So a connection that I have is posting a job in her business, and you can see at the top we have our bar that we'll go over our toolbar. Also, another feature of LinkedIn, and some controversy on, LinkedIn is free. There's a lot of free features, but there's also a premium account. That premium account does offer you a little bit more connections. We'll talk about connections and how you're connected to people in your circle. To get outside of your circle, to cast really a bigger net, you have to pay for that service through LinkedIn. Everything I talk about today on how to change features, things that we have, is all in the free account. There's nothing that is being charged to you for this service. And if you're looking, maybe in the job search, once you get a little farther in your career, you're a salesperson, you're really looking to really look outside of your connections, maybe an opportunity for you to go into the premium account and look at some features there. So just wanted to share that with you. So where to start? So we had a few people raise their hands. Does anyone have this dreaded gray profile picture that I have here? Has everyone put their profile picture on? Okay, good. That's good. The last group I talked to did not. So we do not want this dreaded gray profile picture because people want to connect with you. They want to see your face. They want to see who you are, who is representing that profile picture. We also have some really bad examples that I want to make sure you do not follow suit. We do not need your beer picture at the beach. We don't need far off pictures. This is a professional headshot. If you've not had a professional headshot, look into that or have someone take a picture of you, you really want head up, face, looking forward, smile, representing that you mean business, you're here to take that job. You're dressed for your position that you are applying for. So we want to make sure that we have those details in our profile picture clearly. You also can update your background picture. So behind the gray profile, you see this blue strip. They have a standard LinkedIn that they give you behind that. You're able to go in and put pictures. On mine, I have our company logo on that, so you can definitely change that. So in getting attention, I'm going to show you the profile. There are three things. We've got to have that profile picture, we've got to have a headline and a summary. So the next steps you've got to make sure we work on is our headline. So this is grabbing the attention of the prospective recruiters, people that are looking at our profile. You only have 120 characters here, but you don't want to just put marketing, sales. Put something, use some adjective, describe yourself. How are you going to help these people and why are they going to want to hire you? So make sure we put that on there, and we're going to go into our summary. This summary is basically our elevator speech. You have a little bit more characters here to write on your summary, tell people, again, what you can do for them, how you can help them. You can write it in that verbiage. I will increase your numbers in sales. I've proven myself. Just many different things you can use there. You also can add media. So even being students, if you've done a project, you've worked on some kind of digital graphics that you do, you can place those links in there. You can add your media. So it also, again, showcases what you're capable of. And again, beyond that resume paper that you sent off, you have some visuals of what you're capable and have done in the past. These can be challenging, and I don't want to scare you away from them, especially like the summary. It's a little bit more. Their Google search, you can find ideas, tips on how to get these written, but do get them written. So here's a profile picture in our actual profile if someone was to log in. Now this is what I see. This has changed a little bit. I can't go back in and show you because my profile is complete, but I want to show you as I was completing the profile. This will look a little different just with the new updates that LinkedIn has created. But you can see here this little bar, and it shows you as you complete stuff, the bar is filling up, and you're getting to what they want to call an all-star profile. Here on this, before I finished my summary, that was the last thing that I did, and it says, see what your summary could look like. My profile was in advance. So the more you fill out of this, it just moves you up. About 50% of LinkedIn users, so we've talked about half of the users are only active, and another half of those have completed and become all-star LinkedIn profiles. So if you're looking out there at your competitors that you're up against on jobs, finishing your profile just moves you up another notch. So once you get all your steps in and get your profile set, it will move you to the all-star. Okay, and here we are, and you can see here on the dashboard, and this is only I can see this. So if you log my profile, you're not going to see my area here. It will go on into my qualifications. But you can see I have the all-star, profile's complete, ready to go. And then you also can see who has viewed your profile, 43 people. Post views, I have not posted. I have not done good on that, so I don't have any post views. But that's where you're engaged, you're posting constantly, and it's going to give you that data back on how many people are really engaged in what you do. And then search appearances, so that could be if someone searched my company, I could have appeared on that search. Someone searched Lamar University, I could have appeared there. So I have 6 appears on the searches that people. So you'll be able to see these numbers and be able to follow along if your profile is being effective, especially in looking in the job market. You're going to be able to see how your profile is kind of falling and whether you're getting those numbers up. A few other sections to talk about. We're going to talk about the toolbar across the top and navigating. Here we do have our profile section, the URL. We're going to go into that, how to get there. And then down here you can see I have my URL for LinkedIn, websites that I'm connected with through my company, and then an email address of how to get in touch with me. Again. Okay. So the toolbar across the top,
about LinkedIn is when you search on their search bar, you're searching jobs, you're searching groups, companies, universities. So whatever you search, once you go into your search, and I didn't do a lot on that, you can navigate that. They have a lot of drop-down menus where you can do geographic, you can put it whether you want a certain area, a certain demographic. You can put all of that in and search in one place through the entire network. Home screen brings you back to our newsfeed and what's going on, keeping us updated there. Network is who you're connected with. You can search your connections and go through there. Jobs is where we go when we're looking for jobs. Messaging, if anyone message us during our LinkedIn profile, that's where we'll find those, and again, notifications. So similar to your typical social media. Great thing about LinkedIn is you have the opportunity to create your own URL. And it's super easy, and this is a great tool. Again, when I was talking about resume, this is how you're going to tell people how to find you on LinkedIn very easily. And what you would do is, again, LinkedIn is going to assign you a generic number to your name. And you don't want to use that. You want to make it easy for the person that's out there, the recruiter, whoever is looking for you. We don't want to give them this. You're not going to be able to remember that if you need to tell someone in a business meeting. So you want to go in and you just go to the edit. You're going to come here, and you can see I've changed mine to Brenda Rodriguez 1. Customary, first name, last name, and then if someone has that, so if someone had my name, so I had to just add a 1 at the end. So we want to keep it simple, very professional as always, and save that. It'll update on your profile, and you can use that everywhere. I get emails from people that have their link there, and it's a great way when people are emailing you. Sometimes I get emails from businesses that want to work with our business, or they want to sell our business something, and I can click on there. I can find out about that person, I can find out about the company. Before I ever return the email, I kind of know what's going on, or if I take their call, I already have some insight into who they are and what they're looking to get, and if they can help our business. So that is a great way. Again, just a sidebar, I want to say, please keep it professional, and also your emails. Some of you may have email address that you've had since you were 15, 16, and it may not be the most appropriate email. We get lots of applications from prospective employees that may have not thought through their email address, and it makes us kind of question whether this person is serious about joining the workforce. So we don't need party animal to sign up. So we just want to make sure, that's just a sidebar, not about LinkedIn, but keep it professional, and also your email. You can definitely, there's so many resources, you can create an email that matches your URL and use that just for your professional network, and keep your other email to personal use. As we're going down in the steps, another part. So as we're finishing creating our profile, we are adding our job descriptions, volunteer work, awards and honors, and education. On our volunteer work, recruiters say that they consider that just as important as full-time work that you are doing. So don't skip that or leave that to last. Put your volunteer work on there, what you've done, what details, roles that you may have held, board positions, things that you've done with your volunteer work. And then in awards, also in education, when you go on and click Lamar University, you're going to be able to put a lot of details in there. You're going to put your majors, you can put your GPA in there if you choose to. You also can put organizations and things that you did with inside the university in that tab as well, and that'll all go on your profile. So again, you have a lot more room here to share about your education experiences versus just on your resume where you put, I went to Lamar University. So skills and endorsements is another section in there, and I'll show you a picture of that in just a second. So this gives us the opportunity to list up to 50 skills, things that we are good at. You get to create this section and really use it to your benefit on what I'm good at, what can I be endorsed for. So what you do is you list your skills, and you're going to ask other people. You can ask professors, advisors, co-workers, friends, to go on and endorse you, and it's basically a like on your skills. Now, recruiters say that this is not as weighted heavily as other aspects of your profile. But they did say, because it's kind of the good old boy, I'll like your page, you like mine, and I got a big network of friends, so I'll get everyone to like my page because I'm very popular. And so that's where they kind of look at it. But if they were looking at, some said that if they were looking at 4 applicants, and 3 of those applicants had high endorsements in management, sales, leadership, they would favor more to the 3 profiles that had more consideration. So, an endorsement. So it is something, it's there, use it, and get your endorsements on. And if someone hasn't endorsed you, it's okay, ask. Make sure you do that. Don't just sit back and wait for people to come. So here's an example of mine. I don't have a lot of endorsements, honestly, you can see that here, where you're going to be able to put as your top 3. I have opened this up for you to see all the ones that we have here that I went on and was picking and looking at. So the top 3 will show up. You do have the opportunity to rearrange them if you want to rearrange them. And you can see a lot of my endorsements are from colleagues, and it does tell you that. And one thing I found as I was doing this presentation, I have sports leagues on here. Okay, so I don't know why I have sports leagues. I'm not a sports league person. It's not really, I tried co-ed softball, it really wasn't the best. So don't put something on there that doesn't represent you. So of course I'm going to delete that. I don't need it. Some of the ones I've seen is a lady mentioned that someone endorsed her for celebrity. As much as she wants to be a celebrity, she's not a celebrity. So she went in and she deleted it. So even if someone is so nice that they wrote in and said, you're a great celebrity, be honest with yourself. You'd rather not have that on there if it doesn't represent you than just have an endorsement. Because if someone came on your profile, they might question, why does she think she's a celebrity? So just look at that when you are making those choices. You can put in a lot of keywords and they will populate different options for you to select. So go ahead and put all 50 of them on there for yourself and go. And then here, again, is the tab. You just do the little pencil and you can move them any direction that you would like in the order you prefer. So that is our endorsements. Now recommendations. So on our recommendations, this does carry a lot of weight. Recruiters want to see recommendations on your profiles. With that, definitely they do take more time. You're going to have to ask someone, and this is going to be someone that's close to you that really has more of a relationship that can sit down and let tell your profile, and the people that are looking at your profile, who you are and what you can do. You only have 3,000 characters, so again, it's not huge. It's just a simple, this person's worked with them, I can vouch for them. So taking your references off your resume and have them actually write you something will really strongly, to recruiters, know that you're serious and you do have the backing to what you're saying on your profile. Again, if someone does endorse you, someone writes you a recommendation, return that favor to them. Go back and update their profile with your information. So a little bit about privacy settings and how we can utilize these and some of the ones that you may want to go in and turn off and turn on as we go forward. So we have, this is how you get into it. When you click on me, you can either view your profile, and right here we have settings and privacy. So what I love about this, it says you're the boss of the account, so you're going to decide what is beneficial to you and how you can get the most out of your account. And these I'm going to blow up and just kind of talk through them. So who can see your connections? On this, I put only you. That means, yeah, me. So the reason being is if you are the top salesperson in Beaumont and you're selling washers, I don't know. So you're out there, you're selling, you're building your book of business and they're all connected to you. You don't want a person that may come to town, find out you're the best at what you do and get on your profile and start seeing, then they can see your clients and start going after those people. So that's kind of a bottom, just an example, really just think about that, what benefits you. Do you want to share your connections with other people?
Viewers of this profile also view. Now this one is a good one to turn off, especially when you're in the job market search. You don't want a recruiter to find your page, or several recruiters who have been finding your page but also viewing other pages. So a recruiter comes to your page, this is good, and then someone beside catches their eye and they move off into that page and left your page behind. So this is good to keep it off so that way if someone comes to your page, they won't be prompted at other applicants that maybe have the same qualifications that are in your network and able to go between those. So I think that one's a great one to turn off. Sharing profile edits. So if you are going to go on today and start making all these great edits, please check that you do have no selected here. So every time, this can start to annoy people, so every time you go in and you change the date of your university, you change this job, all those edits that you are making are going to be sent out to all your connections. So as you're building your profile, you want to go ahead and turn that off as you go through that. Now once you get set, you feel your profile is good, you can turn that on. And so if you get a new job, when you go in and put, I'm at this new company, it's going to send it out all to your connections. They're going to congratulate you. You're going to really get your name out there. And if you're in a business that you're needing marketing or building that business, you're going to be able to really already have a message sent out of, hey, I'm at this company, and get that business. So, profile viewing options. So the difference with LinkedIn than Facebook and all the other social media, you cannot snoop around or stalk people on LinkedIn unless you make this change. So if you are just getting on your account and have not looked, every time you're clicking on other people's profiles, they will be able to see, Brenda Rodriguez looked at my profile today. So if you do not want other people to know that you're pulling them up, you've got to turn this off. So here I can search for other people and just search as someone at Harbor Hospice, or I can search as an anonymous person. Now the premium does allow you to see all the viewers in the last 90 days and have some other things, but I'll show you in a second. You're going to be able to see who's been viewing my profile. The only thing is, if you are going to look behind the scenes and no one's going to know that you're looking at them, you won't be able to see who's looking at you. So it's a trade-off. If you want to see, then you leave it open, everyone sees you, and if you turn it off, then you lose it both ways as well. So, here's my profile, so you can see here, I've had 43 profile views in the past 90 days, so people have been looking. So this is a sales development guy, and on him, when I thought, I've been getting emails, and I hadn't really looked at who had been viewing my profile, and when I started working on this to get set up for today and update some of the slides, I saw this guy, so that's how he has found me, is through LinkedIn and just sending emails, and again, to sell something to our business through Playmaker. Again, there's another health service. This lady right here, she's a second connection, we'll talk about that. She is at a competitor, so she's been looking at my profile, so I can see that she's checked it out. You also can see businesses that they represent in the searches. You also can see there are 2 people that were in private mode, so we have 2 LinkedIn people that won't show their names. And then again, if you wanted to see the whole list, you would have to pay for that. Here is good also to see who's looking. If you are looking for a job and you want to go to a certain company, this is your dream job with that company, when you do that, you're going to be able to see if anyone from that company may be looking at your profile. So that's a great way to kind of keep up. Also to see, is your profile getting viewed? When you're out there actively looking, you want those numbers to be going up so that you know your information is being out there and shared. So if you're not getting the likes or the profile views, then you want to make sure you're checking back over your profile, looking at some internal things to make sure your profile is up to date and ready. Here is what it looks like. At the minute I selected, I want to just put it anonymous. When I came back here, it says I have no profile views, I can't see anything. It immediately just wiped it away and was all gone. So
that's where, again, you lose both sides of that. So that takes us through getting our profile ready to put out there, and so what's next? So you're building connections. The way LinkedIn works is through circles of networks. The way you connect with people is first, second, third. Your first connections are people that you have clicked connect with. I met you at a business fair, we connect, that creates a first line, first degree. Second degree is the friends of the first connections, and then third is friends or connections with second. So if you search and you come up with a second degree, somewhere y'all have someone that you know and can use that connection to build your circle of business or to get a job. Accepting the unknown, this is, again, your preference, whether you know someone and you want to build that connection with them. This is not social media. We're not posting where we're going to be tonight at the party. We're not posting our kids' pictures and vacations. So it is a professional network. So you can connect with someone that you may not know on a more personal level, but in business, this may help you get an advantage to build a book of business, really finding out how you can know that person better. So LinkedIn will suggest, like other platforms, will suggest people that you may want to connect with, and you can look through those profiles and see if they are something that you want to. I get some that are from, just everywhere, even different countries that may not be in the same industry as me, so I would not really accept those because it doesn't seem that it would be a benefit. And I want to keep that connections, things that would benefit me in business. Once you get to 500 connections, your profile is just going to show 500 plus. You're not going to go beyond that. So unlike other platforms, we have 10,000 friends. On here, once you're to 500, you get the 500 plus, and that is it. You still can make connections. It's all that LinkedIn is going to show other people is that you do have 500 plus connections. Again, it suggests groups are also great places to find other people. So if in an industry, it's great to get into those groups, look for those that you're interested in. You also can find a little bit stalking, I guess, we can talk about, is if you find someone or you know someone that maybe is in a company that you want to be a part of, and you want to make a connection with this person. Well, unless you have a first, second, or third line with that person, LinkedIn doesn't let you just automatically reach out to that person. Now, in a group together, you can talk to group members. So if you were to join the group that a person is in, you would then be able to reach out to that person without having a first or second, third degree connection with them. Job search. There are over 10 million jobs on LinkedIn. Again, recruiters, job search, this is the #1 place to be, to get seen, to get a job. Again, you can target companies that you're interested in, that you have a passion about, always wanted to work there. This is a great way to target them. And also those jobs that you may not know about that company that you get offered an interview for, you're able to go on there and find out more about that company. We'll talk a little bit about that. So when you're ready to search for a job, this is the platform. We've clicked on the jobs on our toolbar. We can search jobs, we can search location. There is filters to that where you can even go in more detail. You're going to tell LinkedIn what you're looking for. We're going to do a career interest. We'll show you that too. So just on my profile, clicking, there's some Christus Health has physician practice operations. We have a manager position, a sales rep. So there's things, this scrolls on and on. And again, this is basically any location in the industry. You can update this to where you're looking, what platform you want to be on, and how to get your next job. There's also jobs with connections. So if you are looking at this job and you want to see, you may have a connection at that job. And that job, when you find that connection, you can message that person and say, hey, I'm looking to come on at your company. What do I do? Any tips? You can get a lot of information from that person that you may not know that would work there, and you would have information at your connection. So this is our career interests. When you are ready to find a job, you've got to go in your privacy settings and turn this on and fill out your profile.
You want to let recruiters know that you are ready, you're actively looking for that position. When people have this on in their profile, when a recruiter goes on and does a search, it's going to move you up higher to the top than people who are not actively looking. And also, it'll give you options on here. When would you like to start? Job titles, location, everything you can imagine listed here. Fill that out to give your profile the interest and get it out there in front of the recruiters. Again, I mean, doubling your chance of receiving messages from recruiters. You're standing out and you're sharing your interest. So this is our company page, just to give you an idea. When you go on, you can even see jobs. We also can see connections. Of course, I work there, so I do have connections there. But if I didn't work there and I got on and I say, oh, 25 connections, so I'm going to click that, and I'm going to see who I know and I'm the closest with, the most personal, that I can reach out to that person and let them know, I want to work at your company. What is it like there? How do I get hired? What do they look for in an employee? So there's a lot of great information you can utilize for your benefit when you're in that market and looking for a job. As well as the reverse in job search. As you are graduating, you're going into roles, you may be looking for candidates, you may need employees, and you can go on and search those profiles and look for candidates as well. So this is our networking. We have on LinkedIn almost 55,000 alumni that are represented in LinkedIn. And that number is increasing. I did this presentation about a year ago, and we were at 50,000 alumni, so we have gained 5,000. And this is really neat. You can see the statistics, and about 30,000 of the 55 still live in the Beaumont, Port Arthur, Houston area. So, and then adding another almost 5,000 are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So a lot of people from Lamar are still here in the area. You can see Lamar University is where most graduates work. And ExxonMobil, Houston ISD, Christus is on here, Baptist Hospital is on here, so a lot of great places to work. And then where do we work at? Our industries. We got sales, we got management, there's a lot of great information here. So on this, you can use this to your advantage as well. When you're looking at a job, you can look when people attended. You also can connect with people that you've lost touch with. You can really look at years and get your information. So this is a search I did just to show you. So going into the Dallas market with Harbor, looking for new RNs. And so it's a new market, I really don't know anyone there. We put out some filters. So I went in and did Hospice RN Dallas. And you can see at the bottom is 4 prospective employees that I found. I can see where they work, what they do, and we can connect with them. And that initial connection, you can use Lamar when you go out to connect with them and say, hey, I'm a Lamar graduate, seeing that you were. And also, you can look at another way, and I switched profiles here. This is more management. When I found her profile, so she is a second level connection. Miss Teresa is connected. And down here at the bottom, you can see that we have 13 mutual connections. So what I do is I open that up, and I look at those 13 people, and who do I know the best that I can reach out to? And so one was Miss Pate, she works at Christus, works with her at Leadership Beaumont, so I reach out to her and say, hey, do you know Teresa? I found her profile, really looking for someone in that market. What can you tell me? She tells me a whole story, how they know each other. Well, then I can message Teresa and say, hey, I know you through this person, we're coming to the market, and you can give a little information beyond just a cold call and just blindly reaching out to a person. So this really provides you great tools to use your connections, use your groups, use your university to find people and to connect with them, and how that can help your business. So on here, again, you can do a connect. When you connect with someone, you're more likely to get that connection that they accept on their side if you write a short note. There's a place to write a short note. You can add that in of why you want to connect with them instead of just blindly sending connections out. You can provide a little more information. Statistics show that you're higher
more likely to get that with a little note on there. InMail is a LinkedIn service. You have to be a premium member, so that's more of a direct contact to them, sending them a straight email. And if she does have, which on here, she doesn't have her email address, so if she had her email address here, I would have another connection with her without having to go through LinkedIn system. That is a paid feature. But also, she does have a Twitter account. You can connect there. So some good information we can find about her and see if we want to build that relationship. Emails, LinkedIn will give you emails. They will put you in touch. Just there's so many. I mean, you can again customize that to what works for you and what you're looking for. Again, when Lamar was having an event for Lamar alumni, I was notified on that. And then jobs in our area, we have 3,000 new jobs available now. And then it just told top healthcare companies. So good information that just gets sent to your email address. And it'll also tell you if you have a new connection, if you have a message waiting, it'll give you all that information. So again, we want to make sure with our considerations that, again, we've got that profile 100% complete. It's done, you put in the work. You have a lot of opportunity here, and you don't want to just set this up and then leave it idle out there and realize at the last minute, oh, I need to, get that. Sometimes we are, people hear, oh, I'm getting my resume out. It's always good, whether you're in a job, get that resume out, get it up to date. Just constantly be updating it so that if you ever need it, you have it ready to go. You meet someone that maybe is a better opportunity for you. Give them your LinkedIn, send them over here, all your information is up to date, ready to go. Keywords, you want to put keywords on there that are relevant in your industry. If you're looking for jobs, look at people that hold the job that you want and see what keywords they're using. And then in turn, turn those words into your profile. So make sure that when you get those keywords, when recruiters are looking for those, that they can find your profile. Make it perfect. Again, it's going to take time. It's not something you're going to do in 5 minutes and throw it together. Keep working at it, make it. Critique, you always can have someone critique your page and stay engaged. Whether you're constantly on your feed, you should be making those connections 2 to 3 times. 2 to 3 times a week, you should be making new connections with people and building your network. And so that is my presentation about LinkedIn. I just want to really thank you again for coming and listening, and hope that really can take your profile to the next step and help you get those jobs. And good luck in your future.